This morning was a hard one, not gonna lie. Some mornings just are, right? It was difficult to get up. It was difficult to get to the gym. Like I've been awake a couple of times, 2 or 3 times during the 5 to 6 hours I've had of sleep. So I had 5 to 6 hours of sleep and interrupted. So the excuses were all over the place. I didn't have my camera ready. I didn't have like the equipment ready. I didn't feel on par. So my head was already negotiating and coming up with all these different reasons why I should just skip training. I should just, maybe you go training, but skip the filming. And just understand that this is the way your brain works. It always tries to find reasons why you're not going to do the hard things. So for every time you actually like push through that and get on top and do it like despite the excuses, you build self-confidence because you stick to the words you say to yourself, you stick to what you have planned, you stick to the things that you should do. And I think that is an incredibly important part of developing yourself. Like pushing through the excuses that will always be there. No matter what, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much you've built in physique or career or everything, all these people, Elon Musk, all these famous people, they also battle these excuses every single day. So what makes them successful is they get on top of it. They actually do it despite of all this. So I'm gonna do a pull day today. I'm gonna mix it a little bit up compared to the last video. So I'll be doing a little bit more weighted pull-up is the plan. So I'll just get some warm up going. It's hard to get the body starting in the morning, not gonna lie. So just starting off, hanging a bit from the bar, doing a couple of pull-ups. So the reason why I wanna mix it up, like the last exercise or the last time I filmed a pull day, I did like just body weight pull-ups. And I think it's important to, especially when you're at that level where you take like between maybe 15 plus reps on something, you gotta increase the resistance if you can. So, and I don't necessarily do that every time. I like to mix it up a bit. So today I'll do the weighted pull-ups. Start up with some warm-up. I use this one. I usually mix it up a bit. Sometimes I go for 15, sometimes I go for 20. Last time I went for 20, I got a little bit of like it's not injury, but I felt that something was off in my neck. So a little bit wary of pushing too much, but we'll go 20. We'll go 20 on this one. We'll see how many reps we'll be able to make. I think ambition-wise, I want to go for 8, maybe 10. We'll see. I'm not feeling my best. I'll try to do as many as I can. As you already see, the excuses are there. So when you're not on top, like I am at this moment in time, you just got to push. You just got to go through it. And inaction is the worst thing. So just instead of thinking about it and negotiating and maybe it's this, maybe that, you just got to go through it. That's the best way. So let's just start. All right, 9. That's a good middle ground. Yeah, I could probably push 1, maybe 2 more on that one. I guess I'm a little bit wary of the like small injury I had last time. So I don't like to leave things in the tank. I don't push 100%, but this is the first set. So you get a little bit easy, and it's like 4:30 in the morning. So I guess it's kind of an excuse, but it's a good idea to be smart as well. Injuries is one of those things that just really set you back and keep you away from progress. And one side of it is like the actual physical thing. You're not able to train properly. But I think the biggest hurdle on getting injuries is the mental side of it. You so easily get off track in everything you want to do, ambitions, and you want to push through, either if it's like workouts, or you have ambitions on a side business or at work or with family or whatever it is. Injuries just really can be quite demanding mentally. And especially in the gym, like it's hard to get like a injury that sets you back, that keep you away from the gym, keeps you away from training. There are minor injuries and there are big injuries, of course. And with the minor injuries, there are other ways to alleviate. You can do alternative trainings, and with bigger injuries, it's not that easy. So, especially when you get to the age where I'm at, like 40 plus, keeping away from injuries matters big time. Because it's not going to just affect you like at the gym, it's going to affect you in personal life as well. And getting to the gym, doing the training is already hard. You don't want to add to that. You don't want to get more problems. You don't want to have an injury or more injuries as well. It'll keep you away from gym so much easier. So getting momentum and consistency in training is like super important for everybody. But when you're a parent or you have a busy lifestyle, getting injured as well is just gonna, maybe just set you completely back. So, like the physical side of it is obvious, but I think people maybe not thinking all the time or considering the mental side of getting an injury. And just try as hard and as good as you can to keep away from it. But it'll happen at some point in time. We all experience that. I've had my set of setbacks and injuries, and some have kept me away for a training or two, some have kept me away for a month, and some actually kept me away from half a year or so from doing proper training. And to some degree, you're gonna feel some pain and some ache, like it's part of the game. But you gotta differentiate between feeling some ache and some pain and an injury. Like a little bit of pain here and there, you can push through. You don't have to quit training because of that, but a severe injury, you're not gonna push through that, and it'll just be foolish as well. You're just gonna get worse, and then you'll have a setback, and then you have to wait. So try to stay away from that as good as possible. And that goes into exactly what I'm doing now, weighted pull-ups. And I had some experience with like injuries, especially in the neck with weighted pull-ups. So I have really a good focus now on technique, not pushing too fast or too like sloppy. I want to get like proper technique and feel the motion. So I think it's time for set number 2. We'll do 20 kilos on this one as well. Let's see. Let's see what we do on the rep wise. Yeah, so that was like 9 again. And that shows me that I probably had more to give on the first set because I usually don't have the same amount of reps on set 2. Sometimes I do. Weighted pull-ups feel is a little bit different. But I probably could do like 10 or 11 on the first one. And now I did 9. It felt good, actually, yeah. So I'm gonna drop down 5 kilos and go for 15 on the next one. I usually try to keep the reps between 8 and 12. That is the good sweet spot. So don't want to get too low. You could get a bit lower as well. I mean, if you're really training for strength, that is your purpose. I mean, the best in the game, they probably are doing like 3 reps max or 5 maybe for strength training. I think that is what a lot of these professional athletes are pushing, but you also risk getting that injury if you push for that. I like more to focus on sort of hypertrophy, muscle growth and bodybuilding. That is more important for me. So I can usually go between 8 to 12 reps and even higher as well. So especially when I train legs, I don't do a lot of barbell squats with a lot of weights. I like to do body weight squats. Maybe like have a weight vest, 20 kilos or something like that, and push maybe 50, 60, 70 reps. Have small pauses and then go again. You can do that with pull-ups as well. But especially when I'm doing weighted pull-ups, between 8 to 12 is good, and probably like 3 minutes weight pause time in between. Now, I wasn't always like able to do weighted pull-ups. And I think I tapped into that on the last time I did a video, but I think it's an important subject because, you know, when you see someone online doing a lot of pull-ups and you're not able to do that, maybe if you're a beginner, you're in the start, I just feel like this is not attainable for me. I see all these people doing a lot of pull-ups, and maybe you're overweight or you're a big guy or a woman, and you just feel like this is like not possible for me to do. Just understand that everybody has been at that point in time, almost everybody. We all start somewhere. So when I initially started doing pull-ups, I was really bad at it. I was struggling to do like 1 or 2 pull-ups. And I wasn't overweight or anything. I've always been like an athlete. I played football my whole life and had was very good trained. But my focus was never on pull-ups when I was in my younger years. So when I started doing pull-ups, I was just doing like 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. But it was like very bad form, not good, proper form pull-ups. I remember that because it was sort of like when I tried doing pull-up, I was sort of getting this bad feedback. You know, I thought I would do like 8 or 10, and I was just doing 2. So it was kind of like hard for my mentality getting started. And you see all these other people doing weighted pull-ups or a lot of pull-ups, and you just get kind of like demotivated by it if you don't focus on the right things. And focus on the right things, by that I mean focus on how you can get better, how you can evolve into a better version of yourself, instead of always comparing to other people in other situations that are maybe further on the journey than you are. Maybe they started like 5 years ago, so they're way ahead of you. It's not fair to compare to them. If you're at the start or beginning of your gym journey, for example, and you don't feel like you're very successful, you feel like it's maybe a little bit of embarrassing to go to the gym, maybe you're overweight, maybe you cannot do proper technique, you don't feel like you can put on weight on the exercises, but that is just in the beginning. So getting that momentum going, starting somewhere and always progressing, that's where you should aim at. So we all have a better, more improved version of ourselves in the future. It's up to you whether you attain that or not. But that is the goal. That should always be the goal, to be the best version of yourself, not to go after an image of someone else that you see either on the gym or online. Because those are everywhere, and that is not a healthy mentality to attain for. At least that's my thought on that. So what motivates me the most is the idea of getting to be the best version of myself in the future. And what does he look like? So I often imagine myself being like 16 years old and watching me today at 43 and being proud, wow, of what I've become, what I've been able to attain, what I've created, what I've built. That is a motivating thought. And then I reverse it and think, what do I look like when I'm like 65? Like, am I gonna be fit? Am I gonna be healthy? Am I gonna be like a grandpa that plays with his grandchildren and throws them around, strong, healthy, good grandpa? That is motivating for me, because I'm now at that point in time in my life where I'm starting to get these sort of like thoughts about the future. And the future for me is like 50s or 60s years old. It wasn't that like that for 20 years ago. I was at a totally different place in life. So as we grow older, we get different ambitions and different thoughts about the future. But what I've always, at least when I got past the 30s, when I was sort of decaying, when I got into training again and took care of my life again, I've always had that ambition in these years to have a healthy, strong body into my later years. That is super important for me, and now it's more important than ever. I want to go into my 60s, my 70s, my 80s and be fit and strong and healthy. That is the future I want to create. And that starts somewhere for everybody. And if you're at this point in time now where you're not healthy, maybe you're overweight, you're eating bad, you're not training, just know that you can change that. You can change that like that in your mentality, and through constant hard work and consistency over time, your body will also change. So, but yeah, that was a little bit of a mindset rant, but I think what I'm trying to get to is like, you have so much power in this. This is where everything is created, and this is where everything comes from. So your body just follows. So make sure you have the right mindset. Make sure you focus on being the best version of yourself in strength training, in cardio training, in eating healthy, and being present for your family and friends. So let's do the next set. Wow, I guess I'm like sort of feeling inspirational after a couple of sets. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do the filming during my workouts, because I see that like I get a lot of inspiration from talking during the sets and from training. My energy levels are seriously like going up when I do training. The beginning of this workout, I was just like, boo. Just like, I'm not gonna do filming today. No, I'll do 20 minutes today. But as soon as you get going, there's no stopping you. So let's see here, 15 kilos. It is. So the advantages about saying the number out loud or in your brain is that you have a clear target when you're doing the set. The disadvantage is that you might just tuck in the towel once you reach that number. So you could set that a bit higher than you actually think you can do. Like if I said 12 now, I'll probably be pushing for that 11th one. I feel that now. I could do one more, perhaps two. You'd probably be bad form, and I'd probably risk maybe some injury as well, so I have that in the back of my mind. But when you set that number, you have something to reach for. If you put it too low, you might give up before actually pushing yourself to the end. So I kind of felt now that I left one rep behind because I said 10. I probably could do 11. But just, yeah, you learn. So even though I've been doing this for years, I learn again and again and again. That is what it's all about. You're never not able to learn, even though you've done this for many years. There's always more room to improve and to push. Okay, so I'll probably do 15 kilos again. I think I'm gonna take like 4 sets with weighted pull-ups. And then I'll probably be doing like maybe 2 sets unweighted with just my body weight. And I'll go over to the next exercise. The thing is, if you're doing pull-ups with proper form, you feel it more where you should feel it. So I feel it now in the lats that I've pushed with weight. That is, it's a good feeling. I also feel it in the biceps, but not as much. When I do body weight pull-ups and I push like perhaps like the 5 last reps are more of a momentum swing, I feel it more in the biceps. So that is also something to keep in mind. If you really want to push for training the lats on this one on the back, having proper form and doing the exercise in a really good technique is perhaps a good thing. 4th set. Yeah, I really feel that I didn't get the proper sleep last night. So I have like a 6-month-old baby with my fiance, and also a toddler that is almost 2 years old. The 6-month-old baby, now we're in the phase where I kind of sort of want to stop the breastfeeding at night. That means that dad needs to step up and like take care of the baby during those nightly hours. And that can be extra taxing, because when the mom comes with the breastfeeding and stuff, the baby gets agitated or want that milk. And if we want to stop the night nursing, if that's what's it called, then dad needs to get in and take care of that. So, and to be honest, I didn't go to sleep as early as I should yesterday, so I'm probably looking at like 5 hours of interrupted sleep. So waking up now, I was just going from the child actually, just got it to sleep, going to training, doing the filming, doing the training, perhaps taking a shower afterwards, and then taking the 2-year-old to the kindergarten, and then going to work. I work as an engineer. I have perhaps like 20 minutes of commuting, driving with my car, and go to my 9-to-5 engineer work and get back, picking up my 2-year-old at the kindergarten again. And yeah, then it's family time. The 3 oldest kids are coming today. I have them 50% of the time with a previous wife. So I'm looking at a weekend now with all the kids getting together, and yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend for sure, but it's also challenging at this point in time because of the night routines that we're in right now. And it's a bit demanding on me, but I'm not going to let that be an excuse for me not to put in the training or the filming. I want to be consistent on the filming and putting out content. I want to be consistent in the gym with the workouts. So even though the rest of my life is challenging right now, you got to push through that. And there's always like, the limits are just put in your head. It's up to you to break them. So, and I guess you can sort of call it like discipline, but I'm not really into that, like discipline is everything. You're always going to be disciplined. I think it's more like habits in your life. Maybe you get like, you use discipline to get the habits, maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks. But after that, when it's a habit in your life, you just do it. And you're looking for ways and solutions to do it. So for me, it's about finding the right moments for me to train or film or like do other kinds of stuff that I want to do in addition to family time, to work time. So it's a lot of balls to juggle in that kind of life, but it is my situation, and it is the life I've created, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So I'm all about finding the solution in life to actually make you enjoy it. And it's not going to be a struggle. Of course, in times it's going to be harder than others, but that's part of the journey. So it's about finding a balance in your life and really be efficient in productivity in your life, to like not waste a lot of time. Just when you have the opportunity to do the things you want or need to do, just do them. So I'm a big fan of habits. I've read the book Atomic Habits by James Clearly, I think. And I would really recommend you to read that book, actually. It's like, it talks a lot about how to develop habits in your life. And habits are really what really gets you the advantages in life, especially if you have a busy lifestyle, but also if you like just lazy or don't find any energy to do anything in life. Developing habits to do stuff and removing the bad habits in your life, it just creates success for you. That's basically it. Success, I'm not talking about money. It could be money, but like, success in life is for you to decide what you deem success. That could be like creating a family, that could be in your work, that could be a business that you started, it could be like training, strength training, running, whatever you think are success for you, whatever you feel is right for you, that is success. And no matter what success is for you, developing good habits towards creating that success will always be a winner. Now, enough talking. Let's do this set. All right, that's the weighted pull-ups. Yeah, actually I got myself this one. Let's see. Bought this online. So it's easier for me to stay in camera. But yeah, getting the right tools to do what I want, it's nice. I guess one of the reasons why I've actually started creating content is like, I feel that I have a lot to share with people. I sort of have like a little bit of a special life situation with like 3 kids from a previous marriage, a new life with 2 small ones, and a job, and taking care of my body and doing training as well. And now on the side, I'm also having this project like with filming and putting out content. So I do it both on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It requires that extra time to put this all together. But yeah, it's a busy lifestyle, I'm not gonna lie. But I just feel like I have a lot to share with people, and especially like perhaps parents that are in a similar situation as I am, maybe feel like their situation is a bit hopeless, or they don't have time for anything else, or take care of themselves, or like find that like joy in life, because I think that your family will really benefit from you having a winning or a good mindset. And that comes again from feeling like you can do the stuff you want to do in life as well, not just being a dad or a mom or a parent, or feeling like you're just doing work and just being parent. I think it's so important to work on the physical side of it, training, either if it's walking or running or weight training or whatever, yoga, like just find something you can do and find the time for it. I don't believe in that situation where you're just a parent and that's all and everything you are. At least I don't believe in that. I think maybe some people will or say that at least, but I think also that is an excuse for them not to try to find that other path, because there's an other element to you than just being a parent or just being a worker. And if you haven't discovered that yet, it's probably dormant. You're not aware of it. But I think it's super important to find it and have a passion project, no matter what it is. So for me, I really am enthusiastic about fitness and building my body and working out. But I'm also quite enthusiastic about building an online brand and filming content and talking about it. So I have multiple sides to what I am passionate about besides family time, besides work. I think that's healthy. And many people might find that a bit overwhelming, but I think that it's a mindset thing. And if you aware of it, you can always push to get better and to do more. And even though you're a parent or you have more kids and that is a busy lifestyle, you can always find time to do more and do you. That is just super important. So, okay, I'll do some unweighted. I'll do some body weight pull-ups now. I've talked too much. Let's go with this one. I actually lost count on that one. Not sure if it's I think someone is here. Oh, I think it was 12. Oh. Okay, so one more set on this. I see that I've already filmed for 54 minutes, so I'm probably gonna cut this a bit short. If I've just done pull-ups, I'm actually happy. That is just an overall good exercise for your upper body. So you also train biceps. Not every part of the back, of course, more on the upper side and lats, but just doing pull-ups is also very good. So we'll see. I'll do one more of these and maybe have one or two more exercises left. We'll see. I also have to check out, I'm not really, to be honest, just completely honest, I'm not really comfortable filming in the gym with other people here. It's one of the reasons why I like to do it in the morning. So that is a boundary for me to cross, I guess, and work on. We all have boundaries we need to work on, but filming with other people present or talking to a camera is a bit cringy for me. And I'll probably look back on this video in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and think, wow, that was actually what I thought at that point in time. Because then I'm probably more comfortable with it in front of others. But right now, at this point in time, I'm I feel immediately if someone is coming or is there people here, I get a more silent vibe. So the reason why I'm able to talk as as I am right now is because like I'm alone in the gym. And then I can focus on talking, being myself, not what other people are looking or doing. Of course, I know that I shouldn't be focused on that, but I'm not gonna lie, it's quite hard, especially when you're in the beginning of filming. So that is a hurdle for me to blast through. And that is something I need to work on for the next couple of months, for sure, because I'm not going anywhere. I'll be filming workouts every week. And as you already see, it's not just workouts, it's a lot of talking about my life and mindset and the aspects around training, the full aspects. Because that's one of the things that I see, like, I think a lot of people actually need that. It's more like when people get like personal trainers and stuff, that is nice. They can show you the exercises and they can help you on the form and maybe motivate you a little bit. But I think there's so many more sides to a person than just giving that extra service. So that is one of the things I want to show through these videos, is like talking about more on the other sides of your life, not just, and my life, and not just the training side. Because you as a person, you have so many different things that exist in your life, and getting everything to work together in that mush and have a good life with all that different aspects that you're into, and at the same time work on your body and your mental health. That is key. That's what I want to show. So even though I'm in the situation as I am, with big family and work and a lot of balls to juggle, there's still like possibility for self-development, for building your body, for having private project, and like there's so many sides to that you can push through and you can find and be successful with. So that is one of the key elements why I've started filming and sharing my content actually with people. Okay, let's see, last one. I've kind of reached that point now where I feel like I'm getting low on energy. And that is, I usually do that in the 1 hour mark. And I see that I've done filming for an hour now. And that is usually when I feel the dip. So I don't usually train past the hour mark, maybe a little bit over. But today it's because of filming everything, it's just pushing that extra time. And of course, in addition to everything else, I'm also like, I want to get even more leaner. Just because I want to see if I can do it. Like it's like a physical ambition of mine. It's not necessarily to even just look good. It's just, I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I can get real lean at my age with my situation. And during that journey, the eating is quite restricted. So one of one of the elements I'm doing is sort of like, I'm not eating breakfast, I'm not eating lunch. Sometimes I'm eating lunch, so it's not entirely true. I'll perhaps have like 3 eggs or something for lunch. And then I eat a full dinner, and I eat in the evening. So I'll try to restrict the calories around like 2,000 calories, I think. I don't do calorie counting. I've done it in the past, but I just find that it's just too much hassle for a man at my situation with family dinners and everything to just keep counting and making my own meals and stuff. I do protein shakes, I do creatine, but I have also a sort of idea of what I'm able to eat in a day to like get down in weight without losing a lot of muscle. So I'm at that point in time now. I don't know for how long I'll be doing that, perhaps like 3 weeks more or something. We'll have to see. So I'm weighing every day to follow the progress. And that is also like when you're weighing yourself, like do it in the morning when you have like sort of similar situation every single day, and take the average of a full week to see the actual weight you have, because your weight will fluctuate every single day. Some days you'll be a kilo up, some days you'll be a kilo down. So taking the average of a full week gives you a more precise weight that you're on that week. So, and if you want to go down weight, you should compare weeks to weeks. And I know that takes a little bit of patience because we want to see results every day, right? You want to go to the weight and see you drop down a kilo and be happy about it. But that's not real. You're not going to go down a kilo from a day to another day. That's just water in your body and different circumstances and stuff. So take the weight every morning, take the average of a week and compare it to next week. And that goes for both if you want to put on size, if you want to go down in kilos. Okay. And if you're wondering, should you prioritize cardio or should you prioritize weight training? I think it totally depends on what your ambitions are. So for some people, they want to put on muscles. Other people just want to reduce fat. I think the ideal thing is both. By that, I mean, if you're just reducing fat and not putting on muscle, that's probably not going to be the attainable body that you want. The best combination is having muscle and reducing fat. Now, if you're already strong, if you already have muscles, you're strong, you take exercises, just reducing fat will get you a lot of results if you want to have a nice physique. If you're just training for strength and that's the most important for you, probably just prioritizing getting to a weight where you're healthy and not overweight, not having too much fat is probably good. If you're at a point where you just have a lot of fat and not muscle, you need to prioritize both. But for these people, I'd always start with cardio. And that is because it's easier to get started. And if you're overweight and not in a good form, it's difficult enough to get to the gym. It's difficult enough to just get started. And also I see like a lot of new beginners or overweight people that are in the gym. A lot of these people don't know what they're doing. And they're doing like biceps exercises, and like that's not what you need. You need to get on the treadmill. You need to put the incline to 15%, and you need to just walk. Do that for half an hour. So that is my advice to people that are overweight, clearly overweight. Do the treadmill or cycling or even Stairmaster. Like that is the best way to start. And then you can add on strength training after that initial phase. Because your body is gonna have to adapt. In the first couple of weeks, it's gonna be hard to do the cardio. It's gonna be hard to go to the gym. And doing cardio is brainless activity. Like it's hard, yes, but strength training requires you to actually do the exercises in a proper way, to like focus on technique and multiple sides of it. You can do weight training at the side as well if you're capable of, but for those people that are really struggling to get started, always start with cardio if you want to lose that fat. But as I said, you don't want to only lose fat. You need muscle as well. So once you get past that first 3 to 4 weeks of doing cardio, start adding weight training. And when you're adding weight training, don't do like bicep curls or triceps extensions or just like bench press. Try to work your whole body. Try to do squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, bench, like these big compound exercises that are good for your overall strength. And also actually they will like push you that extra. So I see way too many people focusing on like dumbbells and biceps training. And if you're at that elite level where you're just building your physique and everything, I mean, that's fine. Go for biceps exercises, but to get started, that's not your focus. Alright people, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to watch more and continue following me on this journey. It's good to go through this exercise and have some mindset talk and some technique talk and about this pull day. So, but I just want to thank you guys and make sure to watch the next video. I'll be posting content now every week. That is my ambition and goal. So if you want to stick around, let's do that. And I'll see you guys later.